started, let me break down how this control will work. We'll check each point to make sure it's clear, then move on to the simple. Corporate, in all their wisdom, have ordered us to run these ops remotely, so I'll stay here and monitor you.
Well, as usual, no intel. I'll have to figure it out as I go.
Okay, looks pretty... Contact! Contact! Hostiles inbound!
For starters, I target this orbital sentry. Might as well get it out of the way. I count 4 Nine-Tails craft on the scope. I'll make a pass on this sentry, and then I'll focus on the enemy craft, largest first.
Proximity alert. Deck.
Scratch 1. Scratch 2. Now the Nine-Tails are down 2 orbital sentries and 2 cutlasses. I press on. Well, if he's gonna fly like that. Scratch 3.
Head shield under fire.
And M50 sheared off my left wing. And scratch 4.
Rear shield under fire.
So far I've had the upper hand. My time to kill has been reasonable, and nobody's done any real damage to my ship. But things are about to change because a hotshot pilot in a Mustang Delta named Alan Asthana has got under my sights and proved to be quite a wily pilot, evading fire and buying time for more Nine-Tails reinforcements to arrive from elsewhere in the belt. While I fixate overmuch on Asthana, his wingmen make effective use of the situation, peppering my engine nacelles with enough fire to imperil me.
Ready up, you've got hostiles inbound.
Overheating. Contact. Chaff ready. Shields up. Head shield under fire.
I extend out and then re-engage. There's more than half a dozen enemy craft in the engagement area now, and it proves to be difficult to approach without drawing withering fire.
Contact. Shield under fire. Head shield under fire. Shields up. Rear
As you can
shield
see,
under
this
fire.
zone's getting entirely too high. Enough damage is passing through my shields to make every second that I continue to press a risky decision.
Under fire. Shields.
I decide to pull off and assess the situation, chasing down Alan Asthana's tumbling fuselage as it hurtles away from the engagement area. This one, at least, is not going to get away.
Weapon systems overheating.
Scratch 5. Oh well, there's at least 11 combatants in the engagement area now. That's withdrawal criteria for certain, but I'm going to fight a little for some more intelligence before bugging out. I single out a Nine-Tails constellation, try to make an attack,
Hostiles
seeing if I can put a laser bolt through the cockpit.
Contact. Proximity alert. Head.
But as you can see, the Nine-Tails are not going to tolerate this and they respond properly. Oh, that's a cool missile.
Head shield under fire.
I'm forced to withdraw. I've attempted to gall some of the Nine-Tails craft into single combat, but they won't take me up on the invitation. I made some tentative forays to try and single out stragglers, and they've responded with alacrity and driven me off repeatedly. As a wise fellow once said, a man's got to know his limitations. Rather than force the issue and risk death, loss of my ship, or capture, I depart. The Nine Tails have won this one.
Ready up, you've got hostiles inbound.
Yeah, they own this part of the belt. They've mustered about 16 combat vessels, large and small, to defend their turf. Thankfully, they don't seem too interested in pursuit. As I make my way back to Grimhex for repairs at space normal speed, I consider the situation. It's clear that the Nine Tails have established a kind of sovereignty imposed by a raw force in the Yellow Belt. Crusader is fooling themselves if they think that anyone but zealous altruists, crusaders, or hotheads with something to prove would undertake this mission for 12,000 credits. The Nine Tails can field at least a dozen fighting ships. They're capable of coordinated defense, and their pilots have the discipline to resist being lured out to do single combat. It's clear that it'll take a better ship, a better pilot, or perhaps a better weapons loadout to dislodge them from the mining area the Crusader wants recovered. While the Vanguard's a capable ship, its strength is not in doing the sort of combat I encountered here. And the plain fact is, this is a multi-ship mission. But like I said, who would split 12,000 credits 2 or more ways to fight and risk all for Crusader's interests? While exfilling the mission site, I noticed that 4 of the Nine Tails craft, a Cutlass piloted by Rodney Fuller, a Valkyrie piloted by Yuma Barochio, a Valkyrie piloted by Kiowa Kerrigan, and a Buccaneer piloted by Botan Feldman, are tailing me. I turn on the Buccaneer and engage, destroying it and netting a 1,000 credit bounty. Scratch 6 and last licks. I let the others follow, but I keep my distance. The Nine Tails follow me all the way to Grimhex. A prospector driver going by the handle Rail 2000 hunting rocks within sight of the station spots the circus coming to town and decides to bug out. I can't say I blame him. I decide to depart the Yellow Belt myself. Last thing I need is these cats loitering around beyond armistice range, lobbing slugs and laser bolts into my ride while I'm trying to convince the techs here that working under such conditions is legit. I make the jump to Port Olisar without interruption. Huh. That's interesting. I was tailed by a Valkyrie pilot named Kiowa Kerrigan, and now here's a Cutlass driver named Kiowa Takada. Yeah, I know. Same first name, you're thinking, no connection. But Kiowa can be a family name too, and the Japanese put their family names first before their given names. This is totally a coincidence. There's no way the Nine Tails have sent someone to Port Olisar to jump me, right? Or is there? That's the sort of thing I'd hope to see in a finished Star Citizen. So I don't take any chances. For now it seems like he's willing to watch from a distance anyway. I put in at Port Olisar for repairs, rearming, and refueling. This time I'm not getting off as lightly as I have in the past. All told, I'm out 2,600 credits. I chalk it up as tuition fees, non-resident rate. Clearly, the Nine Tails are a force to be reckoned with, and I'll have to do some reckoning in the time to come if I want to go tangle with them again. I'll need about 80,000 credits if I want to outfit my ride with the Avalanche coolers, and now, I've complicated matters in the Yellow Belt, which might make getting out there a little more tricky. Until next time, thanks for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed.